Yeah, I think it was clients that taught me early on what the job was really all about, and what I controlled and what I didn't control. And I think early on I figured out, or when I figured out, my job really isn't to help people make money. Investing and money and wealth creation just kind of happens over time, kind of like, I don't make corn grow, I just make sure it gets planted type of thought process. But my value add became about trying to make life better, and that took on a whole different meaning and purpose. And then you actually had to be a student teacher, in the sense that you actually have to, and I try to live out those things I actually tell others to do, or get to pull from my own experiences sometimes that I've learned from other clients to share with people that I haven't retired yet, or I haven't done some of these things yet, but I've gained wisdom through asking questions and gaining other experiences that has allowed me to both have balance for myself and make a bigger difference in my practice and the lives of other people.
Well, that's profound out of the gate. And I think about the conversations that you and I have had over the course of the last probably 15 years on a wide range of topics. And an extension of balance is the fixation on purpose and process. So the purpose is the why, the process is the how. Your why has been galvanized, and I want to hear about that. But you don't ever lose sight of the client's why financial independence is important to them. And then, of course, the process is how you get them there and how you get yourself and your team to the goals that you've set, which leads me right to the branding of your practice. If you could just talk a little bit about how you landed on that.
Well, yeah. So the practice is called Form Wealth Advisors. Form actually came from the acronym of the book I read of yours, years ago. A little twist on it. We use the F standing for family and friends, the O obviously for occupation, the R for recreation and the hobbies that one has, and the M we used for mission, because we put the wealth or the money component on the back end of the phrase. And what we try and say is we want to try to understand the form your life is taking in order to understand how to manage your wealth. When we started growing the firm and adding other advisors, it used to be Form Wealth. We added Form Wealth Advisors because once we started realizing we had these processes and we could teach these processes to other advisors, we added the advisors part onto the firm. And then we realized that was missing the major component, which is really what is our ultimate vision or goal. And so the brand is Form Wealth Advisors, a better life. And it's the better life is the why behind all that we're doing.
You know what? I forgot about the mission distinction. That is quite profound. I know some other financial professionals, their M is message. This is our message.
Yep.
But nevertheless, it's all a means to an end to what those aspirations are. But I think mission is quite strong.
Yeah. What I tell clients, what makes me, I get out of bed in the morning because I get so excited about if over the course of your lifetime, I can help you accomplish everything you wanted to do, but I can help get you to define that that mission for you. And that means you have extra that you can do giving while you're living, whether it's to loved ones or to make your impact or difference in this world, whatever you get led to that becoming, and helping you realize what extra is for you. That's the beginning of what success looks like for me in a practice.
So 20 plus years, did you have to make the shift away from transacting and talking about products, pricing, and performance? Or were you always fueled by stewardship?
No, I think like all of us were recovering brokers, salesmen. I, like most people, I think, started out thinking my job was to find the better product or the better mousetrap, using a phrase you've pulled. Then I thought, no, I'll have a better combination of mousetraps and have the better portfolio. Or no, I'll end up having the better plan. And when I finally realized, no, it's about having a consistent experience, and it's becoming these a set of processes that really just became duplicatable and teachable, we started grasping value add. But my whole purpose of that journey really started by being mentored. And I really viewed my beginning of my career when I got into a partnership and I was in my early 20s and he was in his late 60s, kind of as the apprenticeship that they've done over, millennia. And yet somehow we've gotten away from that. But one day out of the blue, he says, come on, we're going out. We're going to go out the door. He said, come on, let's go out. And I grabbed my jacket. We're walking out. We walked past his car. I'm like, where are we going? He's like, we're going for a little bit of a walk a block or two. And I said, where are we going? And he didn't answer me. And he said, back up. He comes to me and he says, hey, come on, I'm going to show you what success is. And I said, okay. So I grabbed my jacket. We walk out the office. We don't get into his car. We walk down a block or so. And I kind of asking him like, okay, what is this? Like, what is success? And he didn't answer me until he stopped at the church and turned a left. And we went into this church and I saw the funeral of a client's name that I recognized. I didn't know the client. I was so new. And I kind of caught him as we're walking in. I'm like, I'm going to a funeral. I don't know the person. He's like, I know, but I'm going to teach you what success is. And I sat in this funeral and he looked at me and said, I'm going to quiz you when we're done. So pay attention to what you hear. And okay. And we walked out of there and he looked at me and he's like, well, what'd you learn? And I'm like, well, his name's Bob and he had his wife, the widow. She was kind of upset she didn't talk. He had the 3 kids. They all spoke. His best friend, Bill, got up and spoke, talked about the vacation that they took and the place they had up north. They talked about how, he was able to retire at 55 and be able to live off of these assets that he had or the incomes and the colleges he paid for and all these things. Scratch that. He actually talked about, the colleges that he was able to put. The kids were thankful for the colleges they were put through, the fact that they were able to retire and go up to this lake house. Bottom line is I just kind of repeated this gentleman's life that I didn't know, but kind of had a good understanding from. And then Dick looked at me and said, did they talk about the portfolio? I said, no. Did they talk about the financial plan I did? No. Did they talk about the estate plan I did? I said, no. And he said, now you understand what success looks like because we made that life better for the work that we did. And I come to my client funerals to basically judge for myself how I did my job. What my definition of success is I can attend a client's funeral and have no regret with the advice I gave them.